Alright, well, this is it. This is the game that won the vote that I put up on the last channel update video I did. I'll go ahead and comment on it probably right after I finish recording this, but I'm going to be putting this up on June 1st. I'll put this up alongside Shining Force 3, so those two games will be going for quite a while, because Final Fantasy VIII, this will be a long playthrough. Now, I don't think this is going to be nearly as long as, say, Final Fantasy VII. One reason, believe it or not, there are some very easy exploits you could do in this game that I'm actually going to show off. If you guys have watched any of my other walkthroughs, playthroughs, whatever, you know I tend to go through the games in a path of dominance, I would say. And very early on in this game, I'm going to show how easy it is and just how dominant you can be. This also is probably the only Final Fantasy game where you can get a way to avoid random battles relatively early, within the first, almost 10 to 15% of the game. You can get the no encounter rate. Of course, that has to do with the fighting system in Final Fantasy VIII here, where you are, as you level up, the enemies level up alongside you. I guess kind of a way to, I don't know if it's to discourage grinding, but just maybe something a little different. Unfortunately, that system made it, I would say, even 10 times easier. We'll get into that more as we go along here. Now, I am pretty excited to record Final Fantasy VIII here. I did like a, kind of like a perfect run through of the game in 2006. And that really was the last time I had played this game until, gosh, I actually picked it up like a month ago because I was planning on recording this, but I wanted to put it up to a vote to you guys to see if this would win. I went through a little, just got my feet wet again. Hey, selfie! Now, this game's setting actually is a little close to Final Fantasy Type 0, although I would have to say this game is head and shoulders above Final Fantasy Type 0. Now, a lot of people give this game a lot of grief and a lot of hate. I can understand a lot of the problems and complaints, no doubt, no doubt. I can definitely see them. I'm not stubborn, and I'm not just, just going to ignore any problems just because it's a Final Fantasy game. But as a result, I would dare say this game is kind of underrated now. If we're comparing this to Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, sure, this game is not going to hold a candle to those, but this is certainly a very, I would say, high-quality game. And especially considering, like, a lot of the RPGs of today, I like this one a lot better. Although I do have to say, I am very excited to see what this I Am Setsuna game is all about. That's coming out very, very soon. I am really excited for that. And I probably will start recording that as soon as that game comes out. Although, to have, like, so many RPGs running at the same time, oh boy, 2016 gonna be a heavy year on the channel. Okay, they're waiting for me to press a button here. Alright, so off we go into Final Fantasy VIII. Of course, I would say one reason a lot of people probably have some problems with this game as well is, although it does have a very, very stellar soundtrack, and there are some standout tracks, I would say, overall, the OST is not on the level of Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, Chrono Cross. I would say those are definitely head and shoulders above Final Fantasy VIII here. But again, some themes in this, including actually the dungeon theme, I think is very, very good. I really enjoy listening to it. And now this opening cutscene here, I wouldn't look too much into it, you guys, because this, this is more of, oh boy, what's a good way to describe this? I don't know. All these games in this era, the FMVs were like a really big thing, and that's what this is. What do some people say, like a tech demo? Or like, this is something they would show at like E3. And this is more so... Foreshadowing might not be the best word, but some of these events here are actually, like, kind of, like, the ending of the game, believe it or not. So a lot of this isn't really going to become that big a deal. Now, one reason I am excited to play this game, I guess this is as good of a spot as any to talk about it. Oh, I do love the gunblades, though. Hey, Edia, you might be a boss in Disc 2 or Disc 1, maybe? Ooh, we'll see. Oh, yeah, Squall! I do like Squall. Squall's another reason this game, people hate on Squall so hard. Like, I mean, give the guy a break. Yeah, I know, he's emo as fuck, but, you know, we'll talk about it as the game goes on, but god damn, people are harsh. Listen, unless you're someone who has no parents, I don't want to fucking hear you say a word about Squall, alright? He grows up by the end of the game. God damn, hop off his nuts for 2 seconds. But anyway, so here we've got Squall fighting his rival, Cypher here. Always did love this battle. I mean, in hindsight, I guess this isn't, like, the greatest duel of all time. You know, this certainly is not fucking, I don't know, Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul or anything. But, hey, you know, this is fun. Like I had started to say, I came across this big fan theory. Now, usually fan theories are, I don't want to be rude, but kind of garbage. But I actually thought this was a very, very interesting fan theory that, you know, once I looked at the evidence, I was like, holy shit, this has got a lot of weight to it. We'll talk about that at the appropriate time, but I do want to put that in the back of you guys' mind. Oh, wait, hold on, we're just training, man! God damn, you son of a bitch! This is a training match! Bitch! Okay, so yes, that is... Oh yeah, here's a bunch of FMVs from throughout the game. Hey look, here's a shot from the last 10 minutes of the game. Alright, and now we're into it. Yes, I did want to just talk about that theory, get it in the back of your heads. You know, we'll come to that bridge once we get there. I might start talking about that. Actually, okay, I'll just tell you guys, the point where the theory begins will actually be the closing scene of Disc 1. I will mention it at that point. And also, most of that opening, you know, the little video there, was pretty much complete garbage. Throw it out. The little battle between Squall and Cypher, that actually did just happen before this scene right here. Alright, and of course, Squall is in the infirmary here, recovering from the giant gash he got across his face there, which does lead to him having a very epic scar. Alright, yeah, we'll go with Squall. Another weather phenomenon for a main character's name in Final Fantasy. I like it. You know, and I did enjoy in Final Fantasy 13, the main character's name is Lightning. You know, weather stuff, you know, clouds, Squall, lightning. I like it. Alright, so yeah, basically Cypher he's a bastard. What can I say? I can't just run away. I need to be cool. And she's, oh, these damn kids. Don't complain when you've got 2 less fingers or some shit. Alright, our instructor is Quistis. Yes, okay, now, Quistis... It is interesting that Quistis is Squall's teacher, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but Quistis is very young. Isn't she, like, 20? Like, she is a ridiculously young teacher here. Considering she's teaching, you know, someone who is not fucking 10 years old. Alright, now, here we have a little character right here saying hello to Squall. Now, again, this is a little, I don't know, cock tease that the game does right here. This character that we just saw, it will be very important to the story, I'll say that, but I will say no more than that. We're not going to see very much of her right around here. And here we have Squall's instructor. Very sexy, of course. And we are in a school setting similar to Final Fantasy Type 0 because, you know, listen, you know, the Japanese game developers, I don't know, the Japanese as a whole are very perverted. You know, I guess I wouldn't really say that they're more perverted than, well, actually, yes, I would. Japan is definitely more perverted than a lot of the people here in the United States, but Japan has my respect because they are open about it. They're not scared. They don't shy away. You know, we've all got a little bit of pervertedness in us. Don't fucking lie. So, you know, Japan's got my respect. I could dig it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, is there something on your mind? ... Now, here's the thing with Squall is we're going to see a lot of, as people might say, ellipses, a lot of very short answers. We will see a lot of his thoughts. Squall doesn't really have that much to say, and many people out there on the internet world, they are not the biggest fan of Squall because of his attitude and stuff, but you know what? When I was a young 9-year-old child, I thought Squall was cool, alright? So, oh, Quistis, you're waiting for me to walk. Okay, that's weird. None of your... Oh, look at Quistis. She can finish your words, Squall. Be embarrassed. And yeah, it looks like Squall has a nice little bandage on his head there. And I always enjoy these shots right here. Like, it goes from, you know, like a normal little scene just straight into an FMV. And as you can see, we are in a place called Balamb Garden. That's where we start out. And this garden is a school, or I guess it's more of a military academy. We'll get into like the backstory and details of that a lot later on. But basically, we are essentially military cadets. And I actually really do like this setting. And I do like kind of the meshing of, you know, high technology and, you know, classic Final Fantasy elements. It's always an interesting contrast, I think. I think that's one reason Final Fantasy VII is so enjoyable, you know, to go from Midgar to, you know, just a traditional, like, cave with dragon bosses. Very cool, very cool. Okay, so this is a very important day for Squall because this is actually going to be the day that he does the field exam to be a seed. Now, the seed, I guess, would be... I don't know, what's the proper way to say it? The elite cadets or something like that? Okay, and those who failed last week's written test are bitches, and you will remain in purgatory. Pussies. Alright, meet at the hall at 1600. Any questions, mo-fuckers? Nope. Yeah, hey, Cypher. Don't hurt your partner while training, you bastard. Careful, cockboy. And yep, there we go. Look at Squall. Squall just kind of like, you know, he's got his eyes on the floor there. Not really, you know, up with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. Alright, field exam participants, later, Gators. Alright, and of course, Quistis needs to talk to Squall because she wants Squall's dick. So she's going to use any opportunity she can to hop up on that. Now, before we talk to Quistis, let's sit that bitch-ass back down, Squall. You know what? I'm not happy with Squall for basically losing that first match against Cypher. That's not good. So, you know, later on in the game, if we happen to fight Cypher again, we're gonna have to beat the shit out of him. Okay, so what we have here is, you know, we got a whole bunch of crap here. We got, you know, I don't know, just a bunch of different, like, tutorial messages and stuff. Like, yeah, you know, we got messages from Garden. We got, you know, some events that are going on. The Seed exam, Summer Garden Festival. Very, very, very cool. But what I want to go to is the basics. Yeah. GF, Guardian Forces. Alright, so Guardian Forces are the summons in the game. And what you can do with the Guardian Forces is you can fuck shit up. Because summons are usually the strongest method of attack in Final Fantasy games. And this game is pretty cool because, you know, you look at your little panel here, and right off the bat, you get your first two summons. Quetzalcoatl, who I must remark right here, and when we record Parasite Eve, I'll say again, Quetzalcoatl looks exactly like the final boss of Parasite Eve, to the point where it's ridiculous. They literally just changed the color of Quetzalcoatl, and he's the final boss of Parasite Eve. It is fucking clear. Parasite Eve is running on the Final Fantasy VIII engine, which is not a bad thing. But Quetzalcoatl, you know, he's your first summon in Final Fantasy and the final boss of Parasite Eve. Alright, and we also get, you know, Shiva. Shiva's in every game. And Quetzalcoatl is the thunder or lightning element GF. Surprisingly, no Ramuh here in Final Fantasy VIII. And the reason I say that's surprising is because, you know, Ramuh is a staple in every Final Fantasy game. I mean, think about that. What Final Fantasy games is he not in? He's not in 8, and he's not in 10. Actually, he's not in 12 either, is he? Huh. So Ramuh's in less than you'd think, even though he is one of the classic... Like, if you're thinking of Final Fantasy summons, you might think of Bahamut, Odin, Ifrit, Shiva, and Ramuh. Those are kind of like the Power 5. And I guess, you know, Leviathan is in quite a few as well. Okay, these students right here, there is a really... Oh, no. Okay, what's the menu? A circle? There's a really big mini-game in this Final Fantasy VIII that we will be playing. The card game. The card game is very, very fun. We will be collecting all of the cards in the game. And not only that, but the cards are the avenue to breaking the game wide open. It is a very, very fun minigame. Both Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy IX have a fun card minigame. I do think it's a little better here in Final Fantasy VIII than it is in Final Fantasy IX. So that's a good thing. And also... it's almost as though they realized their mistake and they were like, oh my god, like, you know, using cards, you can become way too strong in Final Fantasy VIII. So they took the ability to turn cards into items out of Final Fantasy IX. But yeah, that's the thing here, is with an ability we can learn through Quetzalcoatl, we can transform cards into powerful items, which we can then transform into powerful magic. And now when I say powerful magic, I mean, you guys are aware, you know, there's like fire aga, that type of shit. We will be able to get aga spells in, oh, I don't know, maybe about 20 fucking minutes. Like, this shit is not gonna be long. Also, I did talk over what Quistis said here. Quistis wants us, we need to go to the fire cavern and complete like a preliminary kind of assignment before we're eligible to take the seed exam. Although Squall clearly did good enough on the test. Instructor Trape, yeah, she's fine. There's no doubt there. All right, so let's fuck off. Now, again, as I mentioned, we're going to be playing the shit out of the card game. That includes pretty much right now. So dig your asses in. We're going to be getting into that. All right, so here we have Boink. We've got another character. Now, even though Squall's true answer right here would be just ... But you know what? I'm going to be a gentleman. I'm going to put my personality into Cloud, and I just said Cloud. I'm going to put my personality into Squall here and say, hello, Selfie. Yeah, unfortunately, Squall motherfucking Lionheart doesn't... Wait, Lionheart is his last name, right? Am I high, or Lionheart is his last name? Holy shit. I feel like it is, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Squall motherfucking Lionheart, it just doesn't roll off the tongue like Cloud motherfucking Strife. So unfortunately, none of those shenanigans. But this character right here, this is your typical anime bubbly girl. You know, she's high energy, high octane, very cheerful. If you've watched any animes at all, or, you know, especially any of the animes that take place in a school type setting, you know exactly who this character is. And she is a transfer student from a different garden, and she wants a tour. Now, will I give her the tour? Yes, I will. Squall, his character, would not give her the tour. Damn, I can't talk today. Look at me. This is just embarrassing. Not like this is the first part of Final Fantasy VIII. I want to give a good impression. No, I can't fucking say tour. I'm saying tool. Listen, Squall, what I meant to say is that Squall wouldn't give a fuck. Squall would have bumped into Selfie, he would have looked down at her, and then he would have walked away. Alright, but here we go. Alright, so if we talk to this home slice right here, he says, yo, G, you want some cards? And we say, hell motherfucking yes, son. Okay, yes, press square and you could dominate. Okay, he doesn't play, so don't bother challenging me. Okay, so we got 7 cards. Now, we are going to be playing cards very, very soon. I am actually going to go through the first dungeon before we start playing cards. The main reason is that the boss of the dungeon will give us his card, and it's a rare and very powerful card, so that will help give us an advantage playing cards in the garden here. Now, the probably like first 3 or 4 parts of this walkthrough LP are going to be a little weird in that I'm going to be spending a lot more time off screen than on screen, because I am going to be doing a significant portion of grinding at the start here. Not necessarily grinding as much as playing the fucking shit out of the card game. There's a couple GF abilities I'm going to learn, and also get a couple of cards to, you know, really break the game wide open to show how interesting it can be. So this is going to take a little while. But also, anyway, so Balamb Garden is a very big place, which indeed it is. Squall is not lying about this. Okay, now, this is actually a pretty cool system. I didn't find out about this until very recently, actually. When you're in this garden area, if you walk up to this and press X, this kind of serves as like a fast travel system. Like, you'll teleport over to the area, so that is very, very useful. And, of course, we've got the large dormitory, and as Squall just said, not many students live off campus, so that's a thing. Alright, there we have the cafeteria, which holds no relevance to the plot. The parking lots, I think you do have to go there once. The front gate, of course, you go through a lot. Yeah, we gotta go meet Quistis over there. Really, most of these areas don't have, like, that big a meaning. We go to the dormitory quite frequently, and that's honestly about it. I guess the quad, that's for, you know, fun, bullshits, whatever. Squall's like, whatever, let's continue. The infirmary, yeah, that's where I just came from, because I got my ass blasted by Cypher. Katawaki. What is that, Polish or something? Maybe, I don't know. Alright. To the east side, we got the training center, and there is actually one very powerful enemy that we can encounter at this stage of the game. These T-Rex enemies, don't really want to fuck with them. They are in there, but once I get a little bit of magic, I will be able to wreck them. And we got the library, which serves almost zero purpose, but whatever. Yes, 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 Headmaster's office is located on the 3rd floor. Don't worry, though, you're not going to be going there very often. Headmaster Sid. And there it is. Sid in every Final Fantasy game, pretty much. What is it? Is Sid not in Final Fantasy 1, but he's in every other one besides that? What's the first game Sid is in? I don't know. Man, my head is foggy today. Look at me. I'm terrible. I'm embarrassing myself. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. You know what's interesting about this is that we don't actually get her name right here. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye, fucker. You know, we have this long-ass motherfucking scene. No name. Yeah, oh, wait, hold on, huh? See this jogging boy right here? He actually has a rare card on him that we're gonna get that soon. Not quite right now. Also, I'm going to save on screen. Because I know my boy Azure loves watching, you know, the saves, especially because I've had a crash happen before. And I actually have had other people say, save on camera, so whatever. And this, yeah, that save is not too long. I started cutting saves out in Kingdom Hearts because the fucking Kingdom Hearts save would take, like, 12 seconds or some shit like that. So it's like, bro, like, that's just craziness. It's crazy. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to equip Quetzalcoatl to Squall. And I also, there's a number of these abilities we're going to learn here. Now, GFs, hold on, let me, wait, hold on. I'm getting way ahead of myself. First, let's equip Quetzalcoatl. Need that. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people fucking hate, but I'm not, you know, I'm not a hater, so get some of that. Is the Junction system. Basically, with GFs, that's like, you have to have GFs equipped pretty much to do anything. Like, so with the GF equipped, we got magic, we can get GF, and we can get draw. Magic also is used much differently here in Final Fantasy VIII than in other games, in that magic kind of when you get magic, you have like a certain number of spells that you can use the draw command against an enemy. Like, we'll go outside, we'll fight an enemy, and we can draw from it. And so, let's say we'll draw Cure, and we'll draw like 5 cures. So you have a limited number of magic spells. So magic spells, it is kind of discouraged to use magic, especially because this screen right here, Junction, what we can do is we can then assign those magic spells to our stats right here. And this is how you break the game wide open, is if you can get your hands on powerful magic early on, say, Tornado, you might be able to one-shot pretty much everything in the game from that point on, which we may or may not do. I will let you decide. Well, when I say decide, I mean guess, because yes, I'm going to be doing that. I will be showing how you become immortal early on, because I just like doing that sort of thing. Did you come here to watch me struggle like a bitch through this game? No, you did not. You came to see Squall take that gunblade and tear the asshole open of this game, and that's what the fuck we're gonna do. So before we leave, I am just gonna take a quick run through some of the facilities here. So we've got the infirmary. I think we're only ever gonna come here one more time in the game. Yeah. There's time on disc 2. I think we'll be coming back here. The forehead's doing fine, Doc. All right, thanks for the fucking Vicodin, all the painkillers and shit. I love it. I love it. The other thing too is, so GFs, there are a lot in the game, but there's not a lot of party members. So, like, you know, you equip GFs. Oh, actually, I also want to switch which GF ability they're going to learn. Now, oh man, there's a lot more to explain than I thought. Holy shit. Okay, so GFs also can raise in level, and that'll level up their stats. Now, and then there's also AP, which learns these abilities. Now, if I learn this, HPJ, what that'll unlock is the ability to junction a spell to that slot for Squall, who's got Quetzalcoatl equipped. And you can have many GFs equipped to a character at the same time, so eventually, you know, you can get all these stats unlocked so you can put different skills onto, or different magics onto every stat. I actually want to go to Card right here. Now, with Card, I will actually unlock this. It's an ability, and I can then use that to transform an enemy into a card. But that particularly is not what I'm trying to go for. I want the ability that learning Card will unlock after, which is Card Mod, which is where I could then transform cards into items, which we can then use a different ability, you know, like Ice Magic Refine, and Quetzalcoatl has Thunder Magic Refine, then into magic, and then we can really just fuck this game up. Now, Shiva, I'm going to learn Boost real quick. Just Boost, you know, 10 AP, very, very easy to learn. We will actually be using that on the first boss, believe it or not. Okay, and then we will head up to this area right over her. And let's see what we got. Oh, hello. Do you play an instrument? No, fuck off. Okay, I'm Squall. I don't have time for this nonsense, yet here I am. Oh, look at her swag walking. What is this? What the fuck is this? Oh, she's got to be skating. Okay, because it's like, yo, what is this? Is she doing the Running Man challenge right here? What year did this game come out? 1999? Wow, how far ahead in the future was this game, huh? Okay, but here we've got our Boo. Now, this character, I might as well just tell you, will eventually become a party member later on. Yeah, we'll just say we're interested. You know, we'll get in there with this girl right here. Why not? Why not? Sure, we'll join. Fuck it. Alright, let's get to work. Yeah, I'll get to work. By fucking off. Fuck off the edge of my dick, girl, okay? Bye! Alright, now I do want to make a quick run through the other various facilities around here. I think this probably will be sufficient for a first motherfucking episode, though. So we'll finish exploring Balamb motherfucking garden motherfucking next time. Later, biz natches.